This is Radio 4. Tonight and on Monday night, Diana Quick stars in The Green Hill, two linked plays by John Fletcher. This evening we present Kim Wall as Lovernios and Diana Quick as Boudica in The Druid.
In 1984, the perfectly preserved body of a man was found in a peat bog in Cheshire. He'd received blows to the head, had been strangled and drowned. The press dubbed him Peat Marsh. Archaeologists now believe he lived at the time of the Roman invasion of Britain, that he was a Druid and the willing victim of ritual sacrifice. This is his story. The year is AD 60.
I stand at the end of the world, where the sea pushes far inland, winding in long, thin fingers amid hills and mountains before finally yielding to land. Where the land slowly breaks down into smaller and smaller islands, stumbling out to sea till there are only waves and conflict. I stand on the northernmost tip of all these British Isles, on a tiny rise of green before a dark, fiery ocean. Around me, my friends, relatives, and the burial mounds and standing stones of our ancestors. The shortest day of the year, the new sun about to rise. We make solemn prayers, libations. The horizon is curling, writhing in the yellows, scarlets, vermilions of birth. Somewhere beyond that ocean, beyond the edge of the earth, with the great gods Teutates, Asus, and Taranis in attendance, she steps into her fiery chariot, steeds steaming, stamping, radiant in gold armor, red hair flaming from her head. She gathers her reins to ride forth in majesty once more across the great archway of heaven. Our goddess, the sun. Suddenly...
What is it?
What's happening?
the earth, like some vast ancient serpent, is winding, curling beneath us. Shaking and tearing itself, so graves, burial mounds all about start to split, rip apart, and the bones, corpses of our ancestors come grinning, dancing, vomiting to the surface. And then, as quickly, is gone. Surrounded by the bones of the dead, we cling to each other, look up. Instead of our old lion-maned sun reborn, a grey half-creature slides across the sky, hides among the clouds. What is happening?
Over here. Come on. I don't know, Suetonius.
Oh, it's you. Execution is meant to be a sacred act, a delicate gift to the gods.
Yes.
A commanding officer is not meant to become personally involved in acts of mass terror and punishment.
I enjoy it.
Of course, Suetonius.
Each one of these Moorish bastards murdered men, women, children. Roman men, women, children. Didn't you, you little savage? You rebelled against your emperor.
Ah, the emperor.
Listen, Gaius Aurelius, I don't sacrifice these scum as gifts to the gods, spread eating them on some altar while intoning hymns to Apollo, patron of arts, music, and little boys. I butcher them with my bare hands. As a sacrifice to the great God, the one and only God, Nero, Emperor of Rome. All right, lads, he's ready. You haul him up. There you go.
How many more to crucify, Suetonius?
5,000, I calculate, before the province of Mauritania can again be described as civilized.
I hurry down the rocky spine of Britain, living off herbs, berries, eggs. The eagle does not tear the wind with gulps of his wing. The wolf has lost the yellow wickedness in his eye as he devours the lamb. The trout does not flash and run beneath frozen ice. On a bleak, cloud-driven moor, I come across two warriors fighting.
Go on, then! Slice his leg off! Split him of his nose!
What do you think I'm trying to do, you wazzock?
Take his head over a souvenir!
Two bulls of men, naked, hair standing on end in great crests of red, green, and blue, teeth bent, protruding like boar's tusks, blue tattooed skin steaming as swords gouge back and forth, silver-ringed spears hiss through the air. As a priest, I must prevent all violence. I step between. In proper times, I would duck steel, skip blades, till these two hulks had sweated enough blood and lard out of each other to heed my pleas, but today...
You've stopped fighting.
We've got a problem, priest.
We've all got problems.
Where is our hunger? Our lust?
Where's our husband's courage at night?
In proper times, we two would fight like lovers. Passion blazing, frenzies of blood, sweat, hacked limbs humming through the air, happy as bumblebees in spring. At the end, he'd take me at home, stick it in his shrine. Or I'd take his, it won't matter which, each would be with the other through all eternity. But today...
Today?
Where's the warm milk from our cows' bellies?
Yeah.
The hare dancing on the moor?
Why's meat lost his taste?
You're a priest.
You're a druid.
You tell us.
Night time. A great fire on the hillside. Sparks shooting up and up to cold stars. As a druid, normally I'd improvise a poem of 2,000-3,000 lines, all the traditional heroes, villains. But tonight... Jesus, great God of binding and complexity, who understands all the confusions and contradictions of life, and from them weaves pattern, strength, majesty. Help me now. But instead, a darkness seems to douse the fire, splatter out the sparks.
Where's the light?
As one by one the stars go out, and down beneath we sense this abyss opening, this maw and mouth of darkness. My audience run off. I'm alone. All alone in darkness. Where are you? You gods. Where are you?
The Emperor's done what?
Made you Imperial Governor of Britain. I'm to be your second in command.
Those scraggly little islands off the end of the world. I was promised a triumph through the streets of Rome.
People cheering. Speeches in the Senate. The Emperor himself embracing you.
Do not mock. Such things are very important.
Personally, I welcome it. I've always found the Celts a most attractive people.
You doubtless speak the language.
I do. As I was growing up, I had a red-haired Celtic lad as my slave. Thin, white limbs, delicate as porcelain. Red freckles sprinkled over his neck, his back, his tiny buttocks.
You disgust me.
Why, Suetonius? The Spartans went into battle, flowers in their hair, holding their boyfriends' hands. The best soldiers the world has ever known. Alexander the Great, loved men.
You and your Greeks. Why does the Emperor always yoke the two of us together?
Because he has a sense of humor. I'm an aristocrat. I die tomorrow to restore the Republic, proper democracy. You are a plebeian.
I'm proud of it.
You see nothing but pure ambition. One day you dream of being...
Do not say that, Gaius. I am the Emperor's loyalist subject.
You are to be the Emperor's loyalist subject in Britain, Suetonius. Far away, Britain.
Military glory shall get me to Rome.
I pass down, off the desolate moors, into the middle lands, the bowels of the country, where fat rivers, Trent, Thames, Severn, flow serpentine amid great dark forests. Little sound of whitethroat, thrush, cuckoo. Instead of the usual frenzy of celandine, rose, foxglove, each scrambling for golden light. Now upon the forest floor, dankness, stench. Few salmon in the rivers. Only eels, moss, or fungi thrive. I hug a tree, nuzzle my forehead deep in its bark, dig in my fingernails, rub raw my naked lips and limbs. Some druids in rich robes stand in great oak groves to hear the whisper of the gods. Even dare enter the mighty circles of Stonehenge, Avebury, built by the gods themselves to speak as if to equals. I take any tree. Any tree has equal intercourse with sky, earth, and all the binding complexity, confusion in between. Hug it. Hug it deep so I can feel the roots in the earth of Teutates. The leaves above, sweeping the skies of Tyrannus, finally feel the trunk, the cracks, crevices, the ivy-bound loops and limbs of Asus. Asus, tell me, where in this benighted land is there light? Life? Nothing. Not a thing. The whole tree dead as a corpse in water.
There, see? Albion. The Holy Isle. guarded all around with white cliffs.
What are you talking about?
The Hesperides, beyond the ends of the earth.
A whole lot of savages dressed up in war paint, you mean?
These islands had knowledge, wisdom, when Rome was a cowshed. The ancient Greeks.
The ancient Greeks.
Pythagoras himself came here to their great temples to learn mathematics, natural science, philosophy. Imagine Rome as it once was 1,000 years ago. A tiny city-state, free speech, free people, elected consuls performing sacred rites on hastily erected altars before every battle with the neighboring tribe. Then, every citizen, those normally haggling with each other in the marketplace, all together, all purified of their sins, charging shoulder to shoulder, fighting, killing, routing the foe. These islands are as we once were when our blood ran pure and straight.
Yes, Gaius. Now, how many legions do we have to deal with all these little boys running around with red freckles on their bottoms?
Enough, Suetonius. Enough.
I trek and trek. Suddenly, the land is changing. Early morning sun breaks across water meadows, sunken willows, and then, as light touches golden kingcups, yellow loosestrife, lady's smock, through the mist, white breath flaring neck and mane, tossing great flanks and loins, digging and flowering, a white mare. A sacred white mare. Behind her, her herd of mares, foals, and young boys naked, red-haired, laughing, bolting on and off their backs. Like a dream, they are gone, sweeping up a hillside to the downs beyond. But all about me, I sense the world changing. Birds singing, leaves flaming. I stand upon the last hills before the wash, and in the distance see a great cloud of dust spiraling upward into infinity as the tribes, thousands upon thousands of people, gather about the person, the sacred being of our queen. She who brings the sunlight, Boudica. I pass among the crowds through wrestling men, racing horses, traders of silk and oil from the east, aristocrats peacocking, religious men chanting, and all about, hard-handed, harsh-voiced herdsmen whispering, mothers holding up babies to be blessed, and amid the stench of sweat and cow dung and sour beer, suddenly, through the dust, on the summit, I see, stood on a rough platform, naked, pink skin and nipples, red hair glorious between her legs, spiraling up like flames from her head, our goddess, our queen, Boudica. Oh, indifferent. Magnificent as a lion, eagle eyes sweeping back and forth. For 1 second, they rest on me. Pass on. I sleep under a bush. At dawn, men come, lead me down the hill to where Queen Boudica rests, fresh bathed beside a lake. We eat watercress, mushrooms fresh from the meadow.
You are Lovernios.
My queen.
I recognized you from your dress. Simple shift, short, stubbly hair, pockmarked face. You are not as other Druids.
I live as my ancestors lived.
Then you know what is wrong with this country.
No one knows.
But you travel through it, endlessly, questioning, feeling.
A priest has no other purpose.
A country is like a living body.
Oh, indeed.
Each rock and branch and a creature, a tiny part of one vast life, all knit together. Lovernios, this land is sick.
Yes, my queen.
It's not just earthquakes. The sun, scarcely appearing since New Year. Farmers talking of not planting their crops.
I know.
Sometimes I feel, am I fit to be queen? Do I any longer have the strength to bring fertility, good luck? I perform the sacred rituals and sacrifices, but do I have the purity, the truth for intercourse with gods? This afternoon over water, I shall perform the ceremony of devotion to the goddess. Watch me.
My queen, it is not you. Over all this land the sun is shrunken, vanished, except here, where you are. Here it blazes in glory. That afternoon, the queen holds her ceremony. Her altar on a barge, floating on a deep, dark lake. All about her on the banks, her subjects. The barge piled high with sacred gold and silver. Around her, her 3 young daughters, strong, naked as otters, kicking their feet. I watch her closely, performing her sacrifice. A knife across the calf's throat, slitting down to the belly so the soft, gentle guts and bowels come flopping out, plunges in her hands to retrieve the still beating heart and liver. Thus far, perfect.
Great, fearsome goddess, see my hands plunged into the raw, beating chaos of life. Now, in my blood and urine-stained hands, I lift a great golden plate out of the mire and compromise of earth and water, up into the purity, the simplicity of air and fire. Then, since all things come from and return to darkness, I cast this great, precious disk into the deep.
Each inflection, gesture, immaculate. And then, raising her hands as though she gently feels about the chin, the lips, the soft lower face of the goddess, for 1 second, as if she doubts, she hesitates. But within a moment she is continuing precise, flawless, piling plates into the lake, breaking swords over her knee, but there is a darkness within. A darkness down there, in that deep lake.
Lovernios is gone. He dived in. Find him.
Swim down and down. Above me, the shadow of the barge. Through the green sunlight, the legs of Boudica's daughters striking the water. I'm going deeper. Around me, a silver, golden shower, the sacred plates that Boudica sacrificed, falling, spiraling down into the darkness. A whole highway blinking away into infinity. I follow. And deeper, deeper. Amid weeds, evils, where monsters... Oh! I'm starting to feel, understand. Suddenly, all around me, gold hair, gold limbs pulling against me, pulling me up to the distant light.
Lovernios! There, Mother. I told you he'd live.
Oh, the darkness. The darkness down there.
Lovernios.
My queen.
Lovernios, I have a task for you. You have been down into the darkness.
Yes.
Now I want you to go down into the darkness of this country. The southeastern part that has already been swallowed by Rome. Its people preferring servitude to freedom, prosperity to truth. All around me here in the Middle Land, I have warriors and aristocrats dreaming of Rome, merchants itching after fat profits, urging me to succumb to the empire. Go there, to these cities, Colchester, London. Find out what happens in the deepest souls of people who love such bondage.
Queen Boudica.
Pass among them as a spy, an observer.
My queen.
I trust you, Lovernios. Here is some gold. They use it for trade there. Find out.
Britain, just like any other province. Look, over there, one of your sacred Britons.
Not quite as I'd imagined. 6 foot, leant indolently against a wall. Magnificent red hair, clothes of violent green and blue. That arrogant, straight-backed posture. But there's something dowdy, run down about him. Peacock without a sheen. And he does not look me in the eye.
The long road south. Grey. Crooked. And down it I walk.
Where are you going?
South.
Mind if we join you?
Just the two of us.
No.
Why are you going south?
I never tell my story to strangers.
Oh, you've got a story then.
No more than you or any man.
Gonna see the Romans, are you?
One hears extraordinary stories.
They're more than stories.
Yes?
We've been to that place east of London.
Colchester. But all the roads are straight. All the buildings are straight. All the drains are straight.
Why are you going south?
I hear there's wealth down there. Incredible gold and luxuries to be won.
Another one. It's filled with your type, the southeast.
Milling about, looking for the golden opportunity.
Mugs.
Mugs?
Clueless.
Want a bit of advice?
Please.
What they're really hot on down there is security. Information.
That's what we went into.
They want to know what's going on, the Romans. You got any information?
No.
If you had, we'd have told this bloke. He'd have given us money.
I've got this really good place lined up in Colchester when I've earned my money. All these lines of houses. You live in one with your wife. On one side you got the pub, the other the brothel. Live there the rest of my life.
Walk south. What do I see? Grey skies, grey landscape. And in the grey fields, neatly divided into squares and rectangles, peasants ploughing in lines. Not peasants as I know them. They do not look you in the eye. The wagon drivers, the herdsmen, merchants hurry past. None look you in the eye. At diagonal crossroads, diagonal crosses, bodies decaying on them. Where are the gods? Where are the gods?
Gaius, I'd like you to meet the Imperial Fiscator, Decianus.
Decianus?
Gaius. Decianus is in London on specific orders from the god Nero.
Gold. The Emperor needs great quantities of gold.
I see.
The Celts are strange about it. To them it isn't riches, wealth, With them, it's religious, sacred.
Barbarians.
They've got extraordinary amounts. Mine is in the Wicklow Mountains in Ireland, transported across the sea to Anglesey.
Headquarters of most of the tribes rebelling against ours.
The gold is carried down a sacred highway along the North Wales coast and out over the Midland Plain past ancient groves of oak trees, choirs of maidens in perpetual anthem, fenced circles where sacred white mares run, till finally it reaches its destination, the court of Queen Boudica on the east coast. She keeps much of it for herself, her religious observances, sends the rest to her friends in Germany and the wild lands beyond, where they treat it with the same superstitious awe.
So why are you here?
A crisis of imperial liquidity.
A god short of money?
Gaius.
I've got it all worked out. A two-pronged attack. You, Suetonius, and Gaius marched the 14th and 20th legions north, using their sacred way as a military road. Hit Anglesey. That way you get their military and religious headquarters. You, however, are merely a diversion.
Yes?
Decianus, meanwhile, marches east.
Right.
To the land of marsh and fens, where he hopes to surprise Queen Boudica and her gold.
Exactly.
You're not a soldier, are you, Decianus?
No. But I am the Fiscator Imperial, fresh from Rome, and a 3-hour interview with the Emperor, when his face was as close to mine as mine is to yours.
London. Grey. But everywhere I go, suddenly violently lit by the gold in my pocket. I keep it very close. 1,000 nationalities, dealers, traders, merchants, buying and selling corn, fur, wine, oil, silk, cattle, slaves. The closer to the center, the more the noise increases, limbs move in animation. Finally, I come upon a great open space beneath wide pillars. People walking up and down in frenzy, jerking, spitting, stabbing fingers, slapping palms.
Give me 7, you can have 9.
Make that 2 for 9, and I'll join.
5 for 9. Come on, you can't get fairer.
What have you got to sell, man?
Me?
You're on the floor.
Well,
We're buying. This guy's only offering us 5 for 9.
that's your limit.
What are you offering us?
What are you dealing in?
Gold, of course.
Gold.
2 for 9 I'm looking for.
15 for 18, man. You're more than double. It's 5 for 9.
I step back from the floor. A wine seller comes up. I take a drink. Then another. That gold in my pocket is starting to burn. I take another drink. There is a thirst in me for... Before I realize, I'm on the floor.
11 for 9. That's what I'll give you, 11 for 9.
What's the catch?
11 for 9.
What's your bloody game?
I'll give you 11 for 9.
All right, I'll give you 23 for 18. How about that?
I'll take that. Then I'm going down to 47 for 19.
It's going up.
It is a wheel. A great, gaudy, golden wheel of fortune spinning round and round. I win gold in great handfuls, lose it as soon, win it again. What is it? This light, this darkness.
There's 17.
15 sesterci.
A young tribal girl, flame-coloured hair, doing business on the streets.
Do all you want for just 15 sesterci. Come on!
She takes me down the back alley, in through a back door. A cavernous chamber. And in its dark green light, as though fathoms deep beneath the ocean, labels away the pale white flesh of children. Some of them 10, but others 8, 6, working away,
back and forth, up and down, servicing their clients as if they had been in this hell for all eternity. Here. Take it. Take it.
What are you doing? You, what do you want me to do? Huh?
I pay her a lot. Stumble out. But other youths are waiting.
Give us your money. We'll cut your throat. Bastard. Pots.
They turn on me. Young men like wolves. Rob me, beat me, roll me, bleeding into a deep, dark sewer. Running down swift. Wallowing, gasping amid excrement and rubbish. Into the great, dark waters of Mother Thames. She who was once gentle, all cradling, filled with life. But now, black, uncaring, pushing me along in the darkness. And then, from below, begin to come the sounds, the saliva, the stink, the great yellow jaws working. And I realize what is happening to me, to all the world. She is here. The great black sow who comes at the end of time and consumes all creation, all seas, all stars in the sky, till finally there is only her all-powerful, omnipresent blackness. And then she consumes herself. I must get north. I must warn them. The end of the world is coming.
What's that? Oh, you don't half smell.
All these soldiers, where are they marching?
Up north. To punish the rebellious Britons, I hear. And get their hands on all that gold.
I march. I march again in a legion. Rank on rank of men, rippling before me. Like some great stately ship, we advance across the landscape.
I wonder how Decianus is faring with the Queen.
What do you want? My people have never threatened or attacked you.
I would have thought it obvious. Gold.
Gold.
All the gold you endlessly juggle with, then toss in the lake. Where is it?
We don't have any. 3 weeks ago I gave all to the gods. What is going on out there?
Military high spirits.
My daughters. You raped my daughters.
Not personally.
My daughters are sacred. Their beauty is for the eyes and enjoyment of the gods alone.
Not with half my legion on top of them. Now, where is the gold?
There is none.
Whip her.
You made me scream. I tell you this, Roman, never again shall I scream. Whip me till I die.
Carry on.
This is divine flesh, you profane. I am a queen. The fire at the center of the universe. Each time you rake your whip across my back, you drag this universe a little further from its axis. Each time nails and thorns rip my flesh, tender sweet earth sours, corrupts, falls away from beauty. As my blood runs down and gathers in pools, so this world shall fester in poison.
Where is that gold?
There is no gold.
I follow the Romans north. They're heading for Anglesey, seat of all learning in the islands of Britain. I must warn my people.
The roads are cut off by cavalry, so I take a small curragh along the coast, arrive at the Menai Straits just as the invasion starts.
Drawn up on the opposite shore, I see them. Great, tall warriors in all their glory. A rainbow of mauves and greens and scarlets. Hair waving back and forth. Tattooed bodies, red and blue.
Look at them, savages. Dressed for the pantomime.
I don't think the legionaries are quite so dismissive.
What do you mean? We'll soon deal with them. Go straight over. The cavalry can swim beside their horses, the infantry crossing their flat-bottomed barges. Forward the seven! Forward the sail! And bow!
The soldiers make a start down the beach, but without enthusiasm. Then, suddenly, from a quarter, a sheer wall of ravenous sound engulfs us. Blood-curdling curses, shrieks, and, brandishing torches, women and druids raising hands to heaven and screaming down awful vengeance. The legions halt. Even Suetonius pauses. I listen. For 1 second, I listen. And the glorious, mad keening, the wild northern skies it evokes, remote rivers flowing into frozen oceans, falcons flying before the winter storm, it enters my soul, transfigures it into battle madness. I seize the battle standard and charge! True religion. The rest follow me into the water.
The wind keeps my curragh out to sea. I cannot land. But the Romans rise from the waves. In perfect wedge formation, burst into the massed ranks of Celts, disappear. For a while, grim combat, all locked together, staggering violently back and forth. And then suddenly, out of its midst, runs a woman screaming, black dress and wild hair set alight by her own torch. Then others, flaming human torches, and the Romans are broken, our forces, they're through.
Let us rest. No, this is where we start.
What do you mean? We defeated them in honorable battle. That's an end of it.
No, their druids sacrifice human beings on altars, build great wicker men on hillsides, fill them with people, set light to them.
You crucify whole provinces.
For reasons of state, not superstition. They get their princes to commit sexual congress with a white mare, then butcher them both and serve them up in a stew.
I'm sure the Emperor gets up to no better in his private villa.
Don't you dare say that! You're a Roman soldier. You obey orders. We advance and put all to the sword!
The wind changes. I slip ashore on Anglesey. Once a land of rich cornfields, great oak groves, and learning. A giant has passed through it. All harmony, all beauty, torn apart. In their place, chaos, knowing darkness. Oaks torn from their roots, mothers from their children, children from their wombs. Death. I must return south to my queen. The last sunlight on earth.
A letter just arrived from Decianus in the east.
What's it say?
Hail, fellow Romans. Good fortune in your campaign.
A blunt, honest chap.
I arrived at the camp of the barbarian Queen Boudica. After due interrogation, I was able to locate certain quantities of gold.
Doesn't sound much.
The 9th Legion and I then returned to Colchester. Unfortunately, seditious elements among the local tribes used our legal and just exactions to stir up trouble. I have to report to you that the Iceni and Trinomantis have risen in revolt. What? A large native army numbering some 150,000.
150,000?
And under the command of Queen Boudica, descended on Colchester and destroyed it. The 9th Legion has been annihilated.
What has that man been doing? That was our only military force in the south.
Surviving civilians and soldiers are making their way to London, likewise undefended. I have decided now is the time to return to Rome and present myself to the Emperor with the gold I have exacted. He's lost himself in the midst of the enemy, and now he's running away.
That's how you get promotion in Rome.
So, Gaius, ancient aristocrat, brave charger of the enemy, what do we do now?
Hurry south. 200,000 people in London are about to be butchered.
Jews, Syrians, money traders. No great loss.
Perhaps we use Decianus' cowardice as an excuse to withdraw. Leave these islands to their true inhabitants.
Oh, no, Gaius. I'm a man famed in Rome for dealing with barbarians. I do not get my triumph by withdrawing.
Suetonius.
We let your barbarian army descend on London. Feast, loot, murder themselves to a standstill. Then we act.
I hurry south. No sign of cultivation in the fields. On the hills above London I find Boudica. 150,000 mad men and women ravage London below.
Stop them.
I cannot.
You're their queen.
These people have lived under tyranny too long. They exact vengeance.
There are still 2 Roman legions in the north.
I know. At this precise moment, we should be marching north in perfect discipline, coldly destroying them. It is not possible. I sent you on a mission report.
There's an old saying. The gods exist as long as man remembers them. Man exists as long as he remembers the gods. Each needs the other. Gods are everywhere. They're on us like dogs on heat, perpetually thrusting, rutting and swiving.
And?
Where have they gone, Queen? I cannot find them. All those hallways and secret meeting places between their world and ours, where once we met them, conversed. They're gone. Vanished. But I have sensed her, Queen.
Her?
Snuffling, rooting. She who comes at the end of time to consume all things.
The great black sow.
Yes. We live in the last days of our world.
I have something to say.
Queen?
I perform all the sacred rituals and sacrifices.
You have always done them exactly immaculately.
Until now.
Queen?
I know they are the most important thing I do. The whole cant and poise of creation delicately balanced. And my prayers and sacrifices must brush, stir it, just so its spinning, turning, infinitely complex dance continue.
Yes.
When the Romans came, sold my people into slavery, raped my daughters, I felt vengeance correct.
Of course.
I summoned the tribes, an immense gathering, raised my arms, asked Decianus to send his fury bolting down through me, out into those around. I look up and up, Reach out now.
Nothing.
Thousands of people all about, demanding vengeance, the voice of the gods. And what do? With shining eyes, false, cracked voice, I say the gods demand vengeance. Bloodshed.
My queen, you cannot do that. If a god does not speak, you must say so.
My kingdom in ruins, my daughters raped. Would you have done otherwise? You are silent. Lovernios, I have something else to say. To ask.
Queen.
I am commander of an army that must drive the Romans from this country. To do that, the soldiers must believe the gods are with them.
What are you saying?
On the march, before each battle, I will have sacrifices to perform, prophecies to make. You, a druid, known all across the country, must be at my side, helping me every step. As I lie and make up stories.
No! Queen, it is against everything.
Please!
Queen!
Boy?
Queen, terrible stories from the north. Terrible.
Awful rumors spread about what the Romans are doing. The queen orders her troops to assemble. Shouts, shrieks, boxes ears, so eventually, bleary-eyed, they stumble together. Start north. But our numbers are swollen with women, children, whole families riding on wagons laden with stolen fabrics, furniture, statues. Boudica demands they should be sent home. But her army replies they are 150,000, the Romans a mere 10. Their families will watch the sport. Then, night. We start to see garish reflections off the clouds as huge fires burn out of control beyond the horizon, lighting the whole sky. We quicken on across the Midland Plain until we near the line of the Sacred Way, carrying gold from west to east across the country. Then we start to realize what the Romans are doing.
They're burning our shrines, our sacred temples. March on! We'll slaughter them!
All our greatest temples. The sacred grove at Vernamaton. Oaks 1,000 years old, great trunks and limbs stretching up to heaven, touching gods, holding beneath their boughs vast reservoirs of sacred silent air, now roaring, ablaze, huge beams and boughs buckling, plunging down, wood screaming, splitting in the furnace. The solemn black temple of the goddess Anu, desecrated. Seers, druids, their throats cut. Further west, the great circus, where sacred white mares ran with their foals and young boys. Burnt to the ground. Horses, children, silent, slaughtered.
Come on, let's run them down now! They can't be more than a day ahead of us! We'll kill them down like dogs!
Hold together! Hold together! Hold together! They're deliberately trying to enrage us so we break apart.
I know.
Then slow your warriors down!
You've seen them. Their blood is up.
And so, a rabble, swearing vengeance, we hurry north. The Romans withdrawing before us back towards the Trent Severn Gap.
What do you think of the setting?
A magnificent place for a massacre.
We draw them on, an incoherent, vengeance-seeking horde.
I see what you're doing.
Up and up the ever narrower neck of this valley, till at last, pushing, struggling, sweating, they come face to face with us. Set upon this slope, dense woods behind us and on both sides. And even if they wish to stop, they can't because of the huge weights of their own ranks pressing behind them. Caught between our spears and the trampling horde behind.
Have you ever thought what you were doing?
Yes, many times. So each time I get better at it.
I'll tell you what fame is. The thing you lust and scheme and kill for. Fame is 15 minutes. 15 minutes on a stage in which you think everyone is staring at you. But they're not. Open-mouthed, they're all looking at their own reflections in you.
Who's interested in fame, you aristocratic ignoramus? What all real connoisseurs are interested in is power. Twisting people this way and that. Manipulating. Corrupting. That is the true glory. What about you, Gaius?
My ancestors fought on the first battlefields of Rome. Beneath the first standards. The first eagles! One cannot be with the gods of Rome unless one fights alongside them.
There are no gods anymore. Only the one God.
There still are gods. I will find them in this battle.
Come on, goddess. Come here. A meadow at dawn. A few feet from me, in grass heavy with dew, the delicate, sacred hair. Ever-shifting, changing form, miraculously wavering in and out of being, sacred vessel, goddess, come. On the horizon, the sun rises through her twitching whiskers. How can I do it? How can my magic lure entwine your majesty? Come to me, please. And she does. Lollops slowly over to me, accepts herself into my arms as naturally as earth re-enters a body in a grave. I return to the army. Sun higher in the sky. Golden, blinding shafts shoot down, twine and wind about the soft grey whiskers on the muzzles of two great stallions. Air cracking back and forth through their nostrils. Billowing white clouds of breath. It's huge white clouds in the blue sky as, like visions, drawing their mighty battle chariot, they smoke across the plain, effortless as two swans in flight. Boudica at the reins, armor, wheels, emblems flashing gold and silver in the sun, and in a cloud of dust comes to a halt before our army, drawn up upon a plain.
My Druid.
My queen.
You have the hair.
In this cloth.
As you can see, I managed to hold back the hottest heads in the army. Look at them, all drawn up in a great bow around the opening to this valley. Women and children sat on their wagons to watch.
They must not charge up the valley, Queen. It gets narrower and narrower.
I know. Try telling them. Our only chance is if small disciplined units of our army, led by the chariots, go up the valley one by one. Try to wear the Romans down. It all depends on your hair.
Yes.
If she runs straight, true, they will see they need discipline, restraint. But if she runs...
A mark all in zigzags.
Put her down.
The goddess rests in my arms, looking up at me indifferently through heavy-lidded eyes. I lower her.
Which way will she go? Bring us good luck, goddess. Good luck.
She lollops a few paces, stops.
Go on, creature. Run straight. Straight.
Why isn't she moving?
Runs neither straight nor crooked. Sits there. Continue like this, and I won't have to interpret. Lie.
What are they doing?
Consulting their gods, like all true civilized people. They've placed a hare in front of them.
A hare? Boy!
Sir?
Bring my hounds.
Sir?
Time for some sport. Your Celts?
Yes,
A bit run down, moth-eaten.
they've been on the road. I look out for the last time over a free people. Fat, thin, arguing, discussing. Little children, sharpening knives. Grandmas rehearsing ancient curses. Their whole line bulging, heaving with readiness. Then I see a man standing beside their queen. Small, insignificant, simple shift, short hair. Not as I imagined a great Druid. Why does she choose him?
Sir?
Ah, my hounds.
Jaws drooping.
Slip their leashes.
Ears already pricked at their prey.
Run, Hades. Run, Striker.
Like ghostly, deathly mist. Two great hounds fall swift from the valley. But before even they strike the plain, she is up. Ears pricked, running not from, but straight at them.
Look at that! Extraordinary!
She's running straight. Straight!
Hare and dogs devour the distance between each other like hungry lovers till, only yards apart, both dogs shearing direct in upon her, she darts between their gaping jaws, and they crash and cartwheel over each other. She licks paws. They're up, after her. This time, she dodges, loops round, and through and under and over them.
She's a goddess! Mightier than any Roman! A British goddess!
This is not good. Not good.
She dips and swerves, bares her teeth in mockery, drawing, deceiving. And all the time, our army grows louder, more emotional, at every dodge and twist demanding battle.
Come on! Come on! Let's charge!
Lovernios, you must speak. Pronounce the omens. Tell them the goddess demands restraint.
Queen, the goddess demands conflict, battle.
Damn her. Damn what she wants. Do as I say.
One last time I look out, desperate for a signal. Then I turn to speak. But it's too late. Already they are surging forward, and women and boys in with them. The whole vast line charging towards the hated valley.
First time I've ever seen greyhounds coursed by a hare. Still, seems to have done the trick.
I look at our legionaries. Rank on rank of them, calmly chewing arrowroot, sharpening blades. Veterans of Parthia, Judea, Bactria, scarcely bothering to look at the charging enemy. Suetonius arises.
Legions, to attention! 2 ranks, shield holders with their swords to the front, spear throwers to the back. Remember this, no counter-attack. No counter-attack till I give the order.
And to a man, in perfect, frightening symmetry, they obey.
Steady yourselves, men. Here they come.
Chaos already. Warriors on foot and horseback mixed together. Wagons overturning chariots. No one stopping, no one thinking. Only
lusting for vengeance and killing. Scarce able to wield spear or sword as thousands press at our back, we hurl ourselves on the enemy.
A wave, a great wave breaks across our shield wall. But the wall stands firm.
Back 10 paces! Hold your ranks and back 10 paces! There, Gaius! Isn't there beauty in this?
Even more determined, they break again upon us.
Hold your ranks and stab! And now, back the final 10 paces! Back 10 paces and no further! Let them come! Let them come!
Can scarcely breathe, scarcely move. But with one final effort, all the thousands and thousands pushing behind us, like a tidal wave, we fall.
The monstrous creature is held. Just. We shudder. Back and forth. Suetonius holds it until the final moment, and then...
Spearmen! First volley! Aim! Throw!
Like a great black cloud of crows, spears fly across our shieldsmen and land in the tight-packed enemy. The front rows crumple.
Shieldsmen! 5 paces forward and halt!
Certain as night, they step forward, pushing back the survivors as even more Britons pile forward behind them.
Spearmen! Second volley! Aim! Throw!
Again, he orders 5 paces forward. And as the thousands still pile in from behind, a great wall of sacrificial humanity builds up before the shield.
Third volley! Aim! Throw! This is the moment! You're at our mercy! Charge! Charge! There! See, Gaius! The simplicity of power! It's beautiful simplicity! What are you doing?
Taking off my armor. This excrement.
What are you talking about? We're Romans charging the enemy!
Never again do I wear this filth.
This is desertion! You're deserting on the field of battle!
I'll deal with you later, bloody aristocrat.
Charge!
Now the butchery starts. Like efficient grey beetles, the Romans scurry over the dead and butcher the living. All down the valley, then out into the plain beyond, where the survivors, witless, brainless, run about.
Several miles from the slaughter, a tiny clearing in the forest, Boudica and several of her chieftains. She is about to take poison.
I was queen of the Iceni, queen of the Britons. I failed my people in my leadership in battle. I therefore return to the elements from which I was made.
She drinks, then lies upon the ground.
What is it like? What is it like? That other world of hunting, lovemaking, drinking, war. shall men and women be inside out. All the world inside us, perfectly ordered. Ourselves outside, great and fearsome and awful in our feelings, minds, spirits. I shall find out. At last I shall find out.
For one last time, her eye meets mine.
My Druid.
My queen.
One last task.
Oh, queen.
Go down, beneath the earth, beneath the waters, wherever the gods have hidden. Find them, force them to come back to this land, to this beautiful land they have cruelly deserted.
How do we know they want to return? Perhaps they have other worlds. Hundreds of other worlds they prefer.
Bring them back.
Oh, that is easy for you, a queen, to say. About to disport yourself through the endless groves and fields of heaven.
Have I chosen your nature, Lovernios?
Have I chosen it?
You are the quester, the deep one, already embarked upon your journey.
Along with most of mankind, through the depths, the caverns of hell.
And you would deny them their salvation. Would you deny your queen her last wish? Go, Lovernios. I charge you. Beneath the waters, beneath the earth, bring them back.
The passion in her eye spreads out and out, like ripples in a woodland pool. And then they are nothing. She lies at the foot of a mighty copper beech. Its roots wind round and round her. I have an obligation.
I wander a grey, barren land. Farmers, thinking the end of the world come, have left their fields unsown. Weeds, livestock run wild. Crucifixions ranged along every lonely skyline. At a crossroads, I meet a small, slight man, undistinguished body, ugly face, partly balding. I saw him yesterday on the battlefield beside his queen.
You are a druid.
You are a Roman.
I was a Roman. I do not choose to be one anymore.
You wish to be nothing.
I wish to be nothing.
Going in any direction in particular?
No. And you?
Northwards. Vaguely northwards.
Mind if I accompany you?
I wish to understand Romans.
I wish to understand Celts.
Together, the two of us wander the land. Mainly we keep to the forests.
No man can imagine the Empire's vastness. The infinity of skies it stretches beneath. All my life, I've marched down military roads. New horizons unrolling before me, but never have I reached its end. When Alexander reached the shores of the Caspian Sea, the Indian Ocean, he put up altars to thank the gods because he thought he'd reached the ends of the earth. But we know it is bigger. Our empire is bigger.
What controls it?
You want to know?
Yes.
I'll give you an example.
I am a Roman. I love Rome. I love Rome so much that all my life I've been away soldiering because I cannot bear to be there. One night, he is at the theatre.
The Emperor?
Him. A singer is being applauded. Enormous applause. He decides he is going to become the greatest singer on earth. Has the world's greatest opera coach in. Sings. For 1 second, the coach's eyebrows rise. His head is rolling across the floor while his feet still stand upon it. World's second greatest opera coach comes in. Lessons commence. Meanwhile, he has built the greatest theatre on earth. A Colosseum. Tiers of seats towering to heaven. He's written his own opera. Lasts 17 hours. Designed every costume, every piece of scenery. Come the great day. 5 in the morning. Stadium packed. People fighting to get in. Gates locked. Centurions posted outside. 6, all in place. He comes out. Applause. Mountainous applause. Lasts 3 hours. Eventually, throat's a little hoarse, hands a little sore, they decide it's enough. Dramatic silence. At the last second, he decides the chorus's dresses are too short or the legs are too long. Throws a fit, walks off. Dresses could be right at any moment, so audience not allowed out. Dresses take 2 days till he's satisfied. Meanwhile, no water or food allowed in, no one allowed out. It's July. People start to rave, wander about. Whole terraces groan in the midday sun. Only people allowed out are dead people. Some people feign death are found out, executed. On the 3rd morning, dress problem finally solved, he's ready. Appears in full glory, vast scarlet dress, makeup, lipstick smeared all across his face. 100,000 crawlers, social climbers still manage a parched, semi-delirious quaver. He starts. The greatest singer on earth starts to sing. Sounds like 1,000,000 crows, cats, bagpipes caught in simultaneous death and orgasm. A cry of spontaneous pain escapes the massed ranks of packed clacks. They foresee death. The sun rises. His voice rises on and on through the hazy afternoon. Raving men, foaming at the mouth, wander the stadium. Evening. The climax to his mighty opus. Amid screams and fading light, 100 elephants appear. He steps forward in full glory, Dido, tragic queen of Carthage, looking for his lover's funeral pyre. Sudden inspiration seizes him. He orders the Praetorian Guard to fire Rome on the 7 hills about the Colosseum. So the flames of burning Rome, the cries of dying inhabitants mix all around him with the sound of his voice as it billows towards its climax. Finally, in the first light of dawn, charred remains all about him. He stands, silent, alone. The greatest opera singer the world has ever known.
Why did your legions attack us? Destroy our gold route, lay our country in ruins.
To pay for the rebuilding of Rome. On the surface, men like you, savages, are violent, aggressive, all your emotions painted on your faces, and your garish clothes, your speech bloodthirsty, your stance harsh, but underneath. And on the surface of civilization, all is reason, enlightenment, sweet sunshine. Underneath, it boils with hatred, resentment, jealousy. That is its appalling strength. Its raw energy and appetite for conquest. Physical, psychological, cultural. Its lack of the sacred. The living.
Gaius, I saw a goddess die. Her body in its last glory, supple as green downland in a skylarked spring. The soft down over her limbs like golden corn in the evening sun. The ropes and twists of her red hair winding and eddying like some great, lazy, uncoiling river. I must follow her. Follow her down. I am tired, but I have mighty journeys, epic quests and battles ahead. I need your help.
What for?
I need a man of experience, tenderness, who understands beauty, so that when the gods come to my death, they will think it a thing of sufficient dignity to bring me below where I can start my endless, endless work.
You want me to kill you?
You're always talking about the sanctity of sacrifice.
But you are my friend. My only friend.
It is always your friend. The most beautiful you must give to the gods. That's what gives them pleasure.
A murky landscape of marshes, muddy swamps. Two geese honk disconsolately away. I prepare to kill him.
He approaches me. He carries a rock in his hand to strike me as Tyrannus the Thunderer would. A garrote already about my neck to pleasure Asus, the hanging god. The water before which I kneel to please Teutatio.
Are you scared?
Not half as scared as you look.
Are you scared, I said.
Yes.
Will you come back?
In the future. In the long, distant future.
Will you miss me?
How can I miss you? You're part of me. We're all part of the same thing. Who knows what it's all about? Not the gods. Probably not even the great god above all the other gods knows. And the great goddess considers it too uninteresting to find out. Get on with it.
I see his hand rise. The last gleam of light from a setting sun catches the gentle, unshaven hair about his chin, his lips. And then lightning in my head. A splintering in my neck. And I am falling. Down. Deeper. Beneath the water. Deeper. Deeper.
into the darkness. Decianus, Jesus, Deitatis, be with me.
In The Druid by John Fletcher, Lovernios was Kim Wall, and Boudica Diana Quick. Gaius was Peter Harlowe, Suetonius Ian Redford, and Decianus Roger Hume. Other parts were played by Peter Meakin, Richard Avery, Jonathan Wyatt, Susan Jeffrey, Gillian Goodman, and David Holt. The music was composed and performed by Martin Alcock with Simon Nicol, and the play was directed at Pebble Mill by Nigel Bryant.
And you can hear the second part of The Green Hill on Monday night when Diana Quick stars in The Detective. The world of the Druid is turned upside down. It's 2025, and London, the great city founded by the Romans, is collapsing. An investigation into an extraordinary crime begins when two women detectives chase bank raiders down an alley by the Thames.
Hey, look out!
Plunged deep into a heap of rotting bins.
We're still alive. Covered in shite, but still alive.
Typical day in the 21st century Met.
Help me up, Ollie.
All right, stand me.
Hey, wait, look.
Under the piled rubbish, a child's tiny hand.
Oh, Jesus.
A tiny mite. A street Arab rent boy caught. Tortured in 1,000 connoisseured ways. Thrown away like garbage in the garbage.
Diana Quick stars as Gret and Adjoa Ando as Liz in the second part of The Green Hill in The Detective at 7:45 on Monday night here on Radio 4.
Well, now on Radio 4, it's time for the second part of The Green Hill, two linked plays by John Fletcher.
We present Diana Quick as Gret and Adjoa Ando as Liz in The Detective. The year is 2025, and London, the great city founded by the Romans, is collapsing.
Inch by inch, along this filthy sewer. 1,000 years old. Somewhere beneath Threadneedle Street.
Where are we?
Access point 8. Manhole cover in road opposite Barclays Bank. How long we got?
2 minutes.
I'm going up first. No, I will. Gret, my partner. Passionate, blonde, courageous as Hercules. Dressed to kill. Helmet, body armour, heavy automatic. Follow her up rungs.
There?
Shoulders under the manhole cover.
And your boots in my face.
Hope everyone else is in position. How long?
30 seconds.
And also the boss can get himself and 10 dead bank robbers on the 6 o'clock news.
Matter of honour. It's the last bank still open in the City of London. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here goes. Jesus, no one stop the traffic. Come on. Go, go, go.
Spray out into daylight.
suspect peeling. Out of bank they run, shotguns ready.
Drop him!
Kneel, aim, fire, run!
Where the hell is everyone?
Just us two, opening the road. Beggars, cripples scattering, robbers descending, hot shots from the bank, firing.
To ARB! Crashing into each other. Go to your left!
But at last we get support from surrounding walls, heavy machine guns, shred banks, classical facade and robbers. Boss will get his pictures tonight.
Look! Down there! Two-legging it! Come on!
Crash down garbage-strewn alleys, junkies fixing, children playing, over razor wire, past Rottweilers.
That way! Yeah!
Through the slums and stews of the poor as they reinvest the city, take over derelict wine bars, abandoned trading floors. Finally they go one way, we crash down an alley, sawn off by steps to the Thames.
Hey, look out!
Plunged deep into a heap of rotting bins.
We're still alive. Covered in shite, but still alive. Typical day in a 21st century Met. Help me up, Ollie. All right, stand me. Hey, wait, look.
Under the piled rubbish, a child's tiny hand.
Oh, Jesus.
A tiny mite. A street Arab rent boy caught. Tortured in 1,000 connoisseured ways. Thrown away like garbage in the garbage.
Look, Lizzie, look.
I don't. Instead, stare out over the Thames, unwinding, endless, ancient, indifferent.
Come on, Doc, give us a break. Look what's been done to this child, the brutality.
We get hundreds of dead street kids.
None like this. Frenzied lateral cutting, layer on layer. Lower lip and genitals torn away as if by a wolf.
He was a rent boy. There must be 20 different semen traces in it.
I need a full pathologist's report.
Detective, you know the form. We're the last mortuary in London. 200 bodies a night minimum. Respectable citizens, police, heavy villains get a proper job. The rest, riffraff, child prostitutes. Wounds listed, filed, forgotten.
Doctor, the monster that did this will strike again, has probably struck in the past. I need a full autopsy.
And I'm telling you, Detective, that
Liz, just come over here. Don't try and pull me away, Liz. You've got children.
Rotten, Kimball.
Thank God, the chief, in full uniform, fresh from his TV studio.
Came to congratulate you on your splendid work outside the bank. There's a problem.
Yes, Chief Superintendent. This officer here...
Officer Rodden?
...is insisting that I, with 30 bodies still to process tonight...
You certainly seem to have a lot.
...do a full autopsy on this street child.
A citizen, Doctor. A citizen like the rest of us.
Yes, but...
Detective Rodden.
Yes, Chief.
A word. What is going on?
That child, Chief, I don't want its murder forgotten. Give me 2 weeks.
Rodden, as you well know, child murder, especially of rent boys, is common. London being the sex capital of the world, we are not short of sex's major byproduct. Children infest us. In some areas, child culling is semi-official. I repeat my question. What is going on?
I can't explain, but something gets to me about this one. It burns me. I want to catch the bastard.
Detective.
Give us an autopsy and 2 weeks. Me and Campbell.
I'm sure she's not too keen.
Oh, she'll do it if I do. Chief, we were a lot of use to you earlier outside the bank. And you look very nice in your uniform.
2 weeks. And I want regular reports.
going on, Gret? 2 weeks, Liz, 2 weeks. Your sudden obsession with a minor rent boy murder.
Minor? Did you see his wounds?
What is it, Gret?
It did something to me seeing that child, all alone by the water, discarded. I don't know what. I don't have kids. A long-term relationship like you.
You keep them right out of this, my kids. I've got 6 years, 6 more years in this hellhole, then pension safe, Robert, the kids, me are out of it. Somewhere safe, civilised, like Spain, Portugal.
I thought 2,000 years of civilization going wrong. I've got to do something. Look, I'll work the streets, you can work the computer. I look at her. Blonde, beautiful, chin jutted forward, denying tears.
No. I'll do it 50-50 with you, OK?
Ladies, George Ince, the son.
Jesus, a tabloid.
Get lost, scum.
I hear you two ladies are investigating a street kid slain in there. You know, sicko, psycho stuff.
Who did you pay off?
I have my sources. Look, instead of slagging each other off, however enjoyable, perhaps we might cooperate.
Go home to whopping.
I'm serious. I could know things. Look, give us some details. Slash pans, genital mutilation.
No one works with scum. Scram.
Get lost.
You'll need me, ladies. You'll need me.
I pound the pavements.
Excuse me. Seen this kid before?
Liz pounds the keyboards.
White male child, age 10. Severe lateral slash. Semen deposits.
Hey! Hey, come back! Give us some help! Working the streets. Oaths, hatred spat full in your face.
Screw yourself, you lousy bitch cop!
Scouring for sniffs, rumours, clues.
Murder by age, location, fetish.
Queers, geeks, gawkers. Shaking down mustachioed roaring boys, sequin patsies.
Cross-filing perverts, molesters, human slime.
Then we work them in the cells.
Okay, fairy, listen.
Listen! Want to avoid a 10-year beef.
And I don't like you either. I'll rip your eyes out and fry them with tomatoes.
All the time the stench, the heat, the breath getting closer, closer, till sometimes it's necessary to go where the beautiful creatures go. Beautiful boys, 18, 19, limbs like cream, lips apart, and between silken sheets, lights low, incense burning. For a few seconds become what I once was.
Why do you do it?
Boys?
You're old enough to be their mother.
But they're lovely. Beautiful. I'm so good at faking it.
Got something. A couple of cross-references.
Yeah?
Pathologist's report details intense laceration of victim's flesh, probably using a scalpel. Tearing off of lips, lower face, genitals.
Right.
In the last 6 years, the computer comes up with similar mutilation patterns on 4 boys, all races. In 2, victim's identity and domicile possible to locate. Both lived in Dalston in 1 block of flats, the Furbright May, Belmont Estate.
Any ident on our victim?
Yep. Prints identify him one Stuart Logan, 17 previous child prostitution.
Any address?
A squat. Furbright May Flats, Belmont Estate.
Right, let's go.
Our country is not as it was. South of the Thames, as far west as Hampshire, it is as it was. In the home counties, misty meadows, winding tree-lined rivers. In London, gas lamps, iron-railed terraces, point-of-order politicians, scarlet and gold on horse guards. As if there had never been awful economic, social collapse. But from a line north of the Marylebone-Euston Road, law ceases. Thugs, gangsters, racketeers. With the death of the service industries, banking, broking, insurance, London reverts to its oldest service. Prostitution, drugs, gambling. Jumbos heave in from the Far East, Europe, awash with German, Japanese, Malaysian businessmen. Bust in from Heathrow, dive into the melee of Camden, Islington, Hackney. Each taste, perversion, darkness, exactly provided for. Extraordinary vices, visions, violences. And all about, to service this, crowd caravan slums, high-rise shanties, tent cities of the poor, desperate. And then, beyond even this, out beyond the M25, real Badlands, where everything has broken down. Bands of New Age travellers, tribes and kingdoms of crazies, retards, visionaries in buses, wagons, roving the wildlands, herding cattle, fighting obscure battles, gradually encircling, enclosing the rest of us. Oliver Cromwell had his new model army. These barbarians call themselves the latest model army. To the south of our line, Britain. To the north of our line, Britain. As police officers, we walk a knife edge, allowed north of the Euston Road for ceremonial purposes, to reassure the tourists. If we want to go in seriously, we go in solo, dressed native, without cover. Gret wants a result.
Belmont Estate, Dalston.
Between the high rises, tent city, children fighting over potato peelings, mothers burying dead in makeshift graves, market stalls, dogfights, hooch hovels.
Nothing like the sound of fresh Kalashnikovs in the morning. Look, Furbright May Flats, high rise to hell.
Everyone hates child killers.
Maybe they'll help.
Yeah.
Work up the great well of the building, floor by floor, pushing picks.
No, never seen them. What you police doing here anyhow?
Everywhere the stench of urine, paraffin stoves, excrement. Haven't seen a policeman in 20 years. Great holes punched into nothingness, railings on landings missing. But as we work higher, we start to get grunts. People remembering children, hints, looks, pointing to the top floor. Then out to the very tip of one of its wings.
He live along there, at the end of the walkway. Make a guy, give himself airs. This is smart.
In at the moment?
He out, often out. All day some days, all night others. Like to talk to children. Keep mine away.
Very end of the walkway, last flat, all the walling torn off. So we teeter, far, far above the crowds beneath, and eerie, cold blue skies all round.
He's not in.
We go in anyhow.
What? Brought a Jimmy? We haven't got a warrant. That's illegal.
Lizzie, everything's illegal north of the Euston Road. That's its glory.
Here we go. We shouldn't be in here. I'm keeping lookout in case he comes back.
There's nowhere we can go unless we fly.
Jackpot. Jesus.
Child molester's paradise. Fake glamorous photos of boys on walls, names underneath, especially Damien Patterson. Rest of flat surprisingly neat. Lots of books. Stuff on the New Age travellers, the barbarians.
Charlie Victor 1. Charlie Victor 1, you receiving me? Over.
Receiving you, go ahead, over.
Liz radios in boys' names, requests information searches. Also, on flat's occupant, one Langton Richards. From each photo on the wall is drawn a line to a circle in the centre. In the circle, a question mark. Funny man, eh? Likes playing games.
That's strange.
What?
No trace on any of them. Should have been something. Prostitution beefs for the boys.
You working tonight?
Home with the family.
Liz, I'll be on the streets tonight shadowing Mr. Richards here. I need you on the computer.
Gret, I have a rule.
Liz.
The computer's already been checked.
There may have been a mistake. You know how good you are with them. Besides, I need you as radio backup.
This case gives me the creeps. She smiles at me. I give in. As we gingerly make our way back down the great stairwell, avoiding debris, mug alleys, up the stairs, straight-backed, almost dandified.
It's him, I'm certain. Who? Langton Richards.
Black, pinstripe suit, not too threadbare, walking cane, grey hairs in neatly trimmed beard, almost distinguished. As he passes, he inclines his head our way.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Look away as we reply, hiding our faces so he cannot see us. Him.
I'll stake him out. You get back to your computer.
How does she do it? I have a family, children. I should be with them. It is right. She has no love, no long-term relationship, except perhaps me. But effortlessly, she makes me feel in the wrong. Sit all night in front of my screen, trawling names back and forth, each combination, configuration, match, backtrack, cross-reference, nothing. Nil. Nada. Take a coffee. Stare at the screen. Suddenly,
amid pill-headed punks, gouged-up runts, scratching like a junkie without a fix, I haunt the entrance to his flats. At last he comes out into the street, parading slow, swinging cane, nodding to whores, smiling at children. Gangster chief cruises past in pink armoured personnel carrier, scattering banknotes from his gun port. Straight-backed, Richards passes soup kitchens, pimps in rickshaws, lunatics chained to posts. Where is he going?
before my eyes, all the time. Not in the information or lack of it, but in the way it's presented on the screen. Between each entry, a gap of 4 blank lines, except where my name should be. There it's a gap of 5. Only someone really senior could possess the codes to delete such information. Someone none too expert at computers.
Ah, Campbell.
Chief.
Working late?
Yeah.
And what are you working at?
Frantic efforts to get something, anything else on the screen. Old burglary reports, Chief.
Good. Oh, good to see my staff working late. By the way, anything on that terrible child murder?
Oh, nothing, Chief. It seems to have run right into the ground.
I see. I see. Well, keep up the good work, Campbell.
Sir. Glides out smooth as a ballroom shark. What's going on? What the hell's going on?
A cafe. An all-night cafe. The paradise. Outside, tiny painted children play. Ply for trade. Richards watches a while. Goes in. Inside paradise. Richards sits to one side. In the centre, the children run up and down playing hide-and-seek, hopscotch. Tiny children, orphans, homeless, living on tiny fragile wits. But for a few moments away from the groping hands, sweaty, battering bodies, children again. Light, innocent, fantastical. A few of the older boys and girls even holding grave hands, whispering eternal love, profoundest confidences into each other's ears before they go out on those cold, dark streets again. Richards watches all.
Your suspect?
Hey! What are you doing?
Tell or I tabloid. Aging black suspect.
Out of here. This is serious police.
That's why I want your story.
So you can drip the latest little drops to your readers.
Yeah, all that. Readers like child murders. Rent boy stories. Gets their collective guilt going. Does wonders for the circulation.
You disgust me.
But also, I'm serious. Deadly serious. This case, it gets to me.
You?
Yeah, hacks have hearts too, you know. Be very careful.
What do you mean?
There's people. Very powerful people involved.
How do you...
But suddenly Richards is rising, heading out of the door.
We'll have to talk again.
I leave Ince to pay the bill. Again, he starts to walk down the street.
Calling Charlie Victor 1.
Charlie Victor 1, proceed.
Greg, where the hell are you?
I'm tailing Richards.
I've left the station. We've got to talk.
Not now. I'm on Dalston High Road. Keep out of sight.
He stopped, talking to a pool of kids who gather round, tugging his clothes, pouting lips. Chats with them like a schoolmaster might chat with his pupils. Then breaks away with one child, starts to walk back down an alley with him, but they argue fiercely. The child struggling to get away, Richards holding him, shouting,
Langton Richards! Langton Richards! I'm arresting you!
Me?
For assaulting a child.
You're arresting me for assaulting a child?
Liz, bring in the car, Ripley Gardens, I got a body.
The child runs off. A crowd begins to form. Rubberneckers, drunks, hostiles.
Right, get off that man. What's he done?
Liz, the car, Ripley Gardens.
Liz arrives. We lurch off in nick of time.
Where the hell were you? You wanted me to keep out of the way, remember? Gret, we've got to talk.
We'll take Mr. Richards down to the station first.
No,
then we can...
now! This whole case stinks. It's political.
What?
I tell her about the missing files, interference from above, the chief's interest. In short, Gret, I'm pulling out.
Ah, you mean your pension, your family?
Yes. In a dirty, twisted world with everything falling to pieces, the only thing you can stay true to is your family.
What did you tell them when you left the station?
I was going out.
Where did you say I was?
I didn't.
So we have the rest of the night.
I said I was pulling out. This is a rogue operation.
We're out tomorrow morning. Till then, there's just you, me, and Mr. Richards here.
Where are you taking me?
Find ourselves somewhere nice and cosy to interrogate you.
We go to the old Lloyd's building in the city. A vast, empty cathedral of twisted tubing, shattered perspex, staining plastic. Monument to megalomania, bankruptcy, collapse. Not even a crazy would live here. Climb the floors. Choose a wrecked chair and desk where once a smug young underwriter sat ruling the world. Tie Richards to chair. Behind him, a chasm. Gret pops pills. How long's she been doing amphetamines?
All right, scum. Hang over the ears. Gret, tell us about boys. Little boys who disappear.
What are you talking about?
You know, you dirty bastard! Gret, stop! Get off me! You saw he had all the names, photos on his walls. What were they doing there?
And what's that to you? You're just a policeman.
Listen, you
If this is a proper investigation, why aren't we in the police station?
Look, why were the names of those children, their photos, on your wall?
Children who disappear. Get ripped to pieces.
And what's your interest, Mrs. Policeman? Leaning over me, eyes bulging. Has someone from on high told you to get interested?
What do you mean by that, Richards?
Or does it just turn you on?
You'll have him off the edge.
She holds him right at the brink. He stares back, straight into her eyes.
Go on, tell me. Why are you so turned on?
All my life I've trusted people. Yeah, that's right. I thought people are good, straightforward, civilized. And then I get this job. Start to see other perspectives. People bent, torn, pulling each other apart, getting joy strangely.
By now she holds him right over the edge, oblivious.
I am stuck in this light-filled, rational, old-fashioned mind of mine, just loving everyone. It's not the pain, cruelty, immorality I object to. I just want to understand. Understand what possible joy you bastards can get from ripping little children's faces and genitals to pieces. And by Jesus, tonight I'm going to find out. Hang you over this abyss. Rip, tear pieces off your body till I die.
My God. I think I found a policeman who actually cares. Pull me upright. Take me back to the car. I have things to show you.
Come on, Gret. Return to the car. He directs us across North London.
I was a schoolmaster in Birmingham, when Birmingham still existed. In a world falling apart, I tried to instill a little knowledge, imagination, truth. You are quite right to say I knew Damien Patterson, my nephew, my star pupil. But how can you interest a child in beauties of the past when there are so many extraordinary and colorful beauties today? Cars, drugs, violence, girls.
Which way, Mr. Richards?
Right. Perhaps, as my sister said, I put too much pressure on him. But at a time when children were fleeing, flying across a disintegrating country like great restless flocks of starlings, he fled. Stop here.
Row of dingy lockups. Richards goes to one. Unlocks it.
There's a light.
My God. Look at this. Cuttings. Files. What are all these piles of paper for, Mr. Richards?
My nephew, like so many, fled to London. I followed him through the wild lands held by the travellers, tried to track him, discovered he had become a rent boy. But before I could get to him, he disappeared. Terrible rumours.
Rumours?
On the street, all 11 children, boys and girls, rented for the night. vanished.
Who rented them? What for?
For fun, I presume. An orgy. An orgy that went horribly wrong. The street people are terrified. It's very difficult to get them to talk. And you police don't want to know.
What is all this paper?
For 5 years, I've run my own investigation. All information, reports, interviews I could do on the disappearances, and a series of rent boy murders since. Single ones.
Look at this. Severe lacerations, tearing off of lips and lower faces, possible bite marks.
Yes. Whoever did the first got an appetite for it.
You're a godsend, Richards. All the information denied us on our computer here. What were you able to glean off the street?
It's difficult. As you saw earlier, they're scared. But some youngsters talk of the grey ones.
Grey ones?
With great fear. They say some nights the streets suddenly grow empty, dark. All the people disappear off them. And they, the children, are left alone. Are not allowed into any buildings.
You could organize anything as big as that.
Then this awful howling fills the air. The children, all alone in the dark, start to run, flee. But suddenly, all about them are these grey figures running, eyes flashing, knives slashing.
The grey ones.
This investigation is getting out of control. Gret, rogue, bent with obsession. Truth. The two drinking at each other's knowledge. We must not get too deeply into it. It stinks of power. Computer files rearranged, the chief's questioning.
What is my purpose? Purpose? To find those bones, the poor, innocent little bones of all the children, and give them burial. Proper, decent Christian burial.
Yes.
How can a nation be decent if it does not bury its dead?
I leave them, submerging in paperwork. Drive over the river, along a maze of motorways, to the familiar security fences and guard dogs of home. Croydon. Let myself in. Blink on white fluorescent light. Robert has left kitchen pristine. Listen to a sleeping house. Security systems murmur. Fridges whine. What to do? What to do? Rearrange the cutlery on the sideboard. Then rearrange it back again. Go upstairs. Lie in bed. Robert asleep beside me. Through the curtains, faint blue glow of security lights. Beyond, the darkness of North London. Beyond that, the barbarian Badlands. But here, now, I am safe. Full asleep.
Please, sir, save me.
Save a journalist.
Any secrets you might have. I'm not interested.
Hard to believe. Endless hints in your rag about murders. Sort of people might be involved. Innuendo. Then we find you snooping about.
I wasn't meaning anything, gentlemen, I swear.
Then why keep writing about these murders?
Titillation. Tittle-tattle. My editor insists. But I know nothing. Spare me, gentlemen.
Awfully high building this, with a drop all the way down to the Thames.
Sir? And this article, Super Cop, avenging the children. Who is this bitch?
Stupid, sir. Too stupid to find anything out.
Liar. Pour the petrol over him.
What? No!
What's the name of your paper?
The Sun, sir.
Well,
After we've set you alight, pushed you over, you'll be a real sun, blazing through the London sky down to the Thames, warning all other snoopers.
Sir. Please, please stop!
Kick him over. If only we could deal with all journalists like that.
Rather.
There, gentlemen, our secret safe once more. Harrington?
Yes.
Comes in. Under the back door. Across the floor. Up from drains. Water. Purple. Over windowsills. Soaking carpets. Rising. Rising. Till the television, cocktail cabinet float. Bump against the ceiling. Then starts to rise up the stairs. Pouring out of bath. Toilet. Lapping round my children's bed. Still they sleep. Will not wake. Faces relaxed, innocent, till its great flood presses against the ceiling. The whole house bursting with water, and still they do not budge. Asleep, radiant. Wake up! Wake up, I say! All is dark. Purple dark. Work. Someone's murdered a journalist.
I'm on my way.
So Ince finally got his come downance.
They set light to him on the roof of that building up there.
They?
Several footprints. Threw him into the river. He washed up on this mudbank.
Oh, can't wait for the headlines. Muckraker dumped right in it.
He did something for you, though.
Me?
Clutched hard in his right hand. Must have held on to it while they tortured him. All the time he was burning, plunging, hitting the water. Gripping it so you could see it.
What?
Piece of paper.
Rodden, the people you seek, the grey ones, wealthy, powerful. I know more. Damn! He knew more.
Gret! He died so you could get this information.
I think it's in his file, somewhere inside Fortress Wapping.
Gret, will you
Liz, Liz, cover for me at work.
But you
say I'm off sick. Despite all the guard dogs, guns, watchtowers, Langton and I are going to get into Wapping.
Gret! Damn. Damn. Stood on a bloody Thames mudbank. What do I do? Tell the chief she's popping pills? Gone bananas? Admit what the two of us have... I look down. Charred body half melded back into mud. See the hand. The claw. Fierceness, passion of its grip. I'll cover.
You're my taxi driver, right?
And you'll keep crying, whatever happens. News International?
Yeah? What do you want?
Taxi officer.
I can see that. Who's in there?
Miss Jenkins.
Why is she crying?
Just had a very traumatic experience. Decided to sell a story to the Sun.
Yeah?
Been having an affair.
So?
With a cabinet minister. 2 cabinet ministers, in fact, and a high court judge.
Raise the barrier, Fred. Let them through.
Thank you, officer.
Think nothing of it, mate.
Nice.
We've done it! We're in! Something about crime. It's definitely addictive.
Certainly, Sir Frederick, certainly. But I'm afraid the Prime Minister is very busy. Oh, come in, Harrington. I'll make sure he's aware of your views, Sir Frederick. Goodbye. Bloody backbenchers.
Who was that?
Sir Frederick Tipton. Think they can barge their way in.
Anthony?
What have you got there?
CP2, SR3, Cabinet Committee minutes. Had a message the Prime Minister wanted...
No, I wanted to see them. Make sure they coincide with mine, so ministers don't have the opportunity to argue.
Anthony?
Why are you hopping around on one leg, Christopher?
What
do you want? Well, don't whisper, Christopher. My office is never bugged.
About last night.
Last night, Christopher? Nothing happened last night. You were home with your cat and your mother, weren't you? And she was worrying about the cat, and you were worrying about the cat, weren't you?
Anthony...
Come over here, Christopher. Over here.
Yes, Anthony.
Look out of this perfectly proportioned Georgian window. What do you see?
Well,
Power, Christopher. London. The first city, the only city, ever to rule the entire world, whose ideas, systems, blossomed across the world, ruled it, still rule it. America, Beijing, Tokyo, where did the values, concepts, systems which run them originate? Here, in these very buildings. We are the guardians, Christopher, the defenders.
But, Anthony...
And you dare come in here, the Cabinet Office itself, the Prime Minister just next door.
I'm sorry.
With your foulness, doubts, corruptions.
I'm sorry.
Christopher, those two policewomen Ince mentioned last night, I'm monitoring them, have been for several weeks now, and do not fear. They shall be taken care of.
Oh.
Christopher, go back to your flat in the Albany. You and your mother...
Yes?
Worry about your cat. Worry about it for several weeks. Don't do anything else.
What about my job, Anthony?
Christopher, you work in the Ministry of Agriculture. The word job is purely honorary.
All day I work in the office under the chief's beady eye.
You seen Rodden, Campbell?
I believe she phoned in sick, sir.
That's strange. Apparently she can't be reached at home.
It could be at the doctor's, Chief. Drive home. Arrange to have an evening in, the whole family. Robert's done a pork casserole, beautifully. Bottle of wine, chat about this and that. Then the four of us settle down in front of a new release video. Before it starts, I nip round, check the security devices. One of the electric tripwires in the garden is off. Switch it back on again. Christopher Harrington.
Yes?
Got your address off a friend. A friend now unfortunately dead. You are going to talk.
Please, whatever you do, my mother's in the next room. Don't disturb her. And don't disturb the cat.
A comedy. Family, just like ours, but all in chaos. Father fallen off stepladder. Mother dropped cake mix. Suddenly, through the warm, centrally heated air, a sliver of cold. That shouldn't... I rise. I'm just going to go for a pee.
Yeah.
Out into hall. Kitchen. Dining room. Okay. Switching on lights. Moving upstairs. Touch of cold brushing face. Landing. Look about. I'm imagining this. If anything was wrong, the alarm would go off. My bedroom. Children's. Move towards spare. Gently press open door. Everything pristine. Except window. Curtains blowing. Alarms didn't go off. Someone's in the house.
got all we wanted out of Harrington. Names, location of bodies. Glad to unburden his sins. Sit out on the roof of Langton's Dalston high-rise. To the south, great oceans of light. Airports, motorways, floodlights. Closer, half-light, paraffin lamps, campfires, lurid neon brothel and casino signs. To the north, darkness. The great, wild darkness of old Britain returning.
Look at that darkness. They're coming back. The armies of light and colour, freedom and joy.
The barbarians? You think they're good?
I know they are.
Behave as if nothing happened. Flush Lou. Walk downstairs. He'll want us together if he's going to... My gun's on the side table beside my seat on the sofa. Where is he? Behind curtains? In the storeroom? Return to sitting room. Try to look relaxed. Reach out. Between photos of Jamie at primary school. There it is. The gun. Then, in the mirror, this darkness. I'm rising, shouting, turning. Get down! For God's sake, get down! They stare at me open-mouthed. He's aiming. I fire. Miss! But he's back down passage. I'm tripping over my family. Forward roll. Upright against door jam. Bullets hit close by head. Fire back, blind. Must have hit something. Follow wounded animal up my stairs. Across landing. Halt. Push open spare room door. Curtain blowing. Gone. Downstairs again. Out into garden. Through shrubbery. Round garden shed. Nowhere. Nowhere. Gone. Because of your arrogance, your bloody obsession, my whole family were down to be blown away. He was in there, in the very heart of my family. Sorry, but we had to... But in my life there is no but my family. Liz, listen, it was a risk. A risk? Whose risk? But it paid off. The two of us have got them.
The evidence that will finish them.
Oh, you, an aging schoolmaster suspected of child molesting, and you, a little policewoman, have got evidence to sink some of the most powerful men in the country.
Listen to me, we've got more. Langton and me got into Wapping.
Ince's file.
The Grey Wolves are a renegade group of senior government officials.
You can understand why Ince wanted it published.
Who had acquired a taste, he didn't say how, for going out killing. He had one name, one address, a Christopher Harrington, lived in the Albany, official in the Ministry of Agriculture.
We went round there.
Questioned him, not a strong man. He's a member of a group, defenders of Constitution, true government, all things English. The Grey Wolves. Right-wing loonies. Did things together, heroic ceremonies with flags, swords, little boys. One night, it all went wrong.
The orgy.
One of them, their leader, an Anthony Villiers, cabinet officer.
Where are we going in this
Led
boat?
them on, as he put it. Led them on. Everything got very excited. Lots of blood and screaming. Couldn't see properly.
11 children dead.
Next morning, woke up. Villiers had cleared the mess, disposed of bodies. But from the end on, you see, he had a hold over all of them. Each had participated, spilt blood. So he started to control them in government, draw together their power, influence things. Still go out together, the pack,
Hunt through the wilds of Islington, Finsbury Park, Dalston.
Single killings.
And you really think you two are going to bring them to justice?
Got the names, Liz.
Where are we going?
Where the bodies are sunk. In a great plastic tarpaulin. Beneath the Pool of London.
Anson?
Villiers.
Difficult news. That bitch, blonde police detective, got her hands on Christopher.
No.
Got a lot out of him. Names, dates, locations. He sent me a suicide fax.
Killed himself?
Yes. And your end?
I didn't manage to get her, but scared her.
This time we have to do more. They know where the bodies are. They'll be heading there. I have a reception party planned.
Is this it?
The place Harrington said the bodies were sunk.
You going down?
I was Met Scuba Champion 3 years running.
What else? For 1 second, her blue eyes shine into mine. Then... Down into darkness. Down here somewhere, he said. The bones, wrapped in bright yellow plastic, tied down by ropes. What is happening? What is going on? Embarked on some nutcase odyssey. If I tell the powerful what we've been doing, shop my comrades, they'll be all the keener to kill me, my family, for my knowledge. Sit up here, defenseless, as beneath, far, far beneath, mighty monsters move. Somewhere within this grime and filth, my light stabbing back and forth. Suddenly, yellow. There she is. Like some great unstable jellyfish, tugging at her ropes as all the gases and putrefactions of her bodies strain for the surface. Start to cut the ropes. She jerks, impatient, hungry for truth, justice.
Where is she?
What's happening down there? Last line, hacking away, breaking. Through dark, see flashes of steel. Blackness where there should be only dark. Billowing, unstable, like some great focus of energy and chaos, it breaks to the blue-black surface.
We found them. Let's open it up.
With a knife, he slices the great yellow eye, and from it shoot forth all the stinks and stenches and corruptions of hell, full in his face.
Hallelujah! Praise the Lord! Hallelujah!
He smiles, laughs, as though all the flowers of spring are pushed in his face.
I'll get a line on it.
But where's Gret? Where's she gone? Oh! Suddenly, she's there, her head on the side. I move over, pull off face mask. She looks at me. I grin. She looks at me. Something wrong. Suddenly, her mouth opens. Blood pours all over me. Flop her in the bows. Where there should be neat rubber, slim waist, soft breasts.
God!
She points over our shoulders. I turn. 2 black frogmen, knives gleaming, climbing over.
Quick! Get it started!
I fight them off. Towing our cumbersome load, we're away, into the darkness. I turn to my Gret. He means everything to me. He said everything I should have said. Felt everything I should have felt. Did everything... Dying in front of me. Blonde hair falling. Still immaculate. Red. Crimson, purple blood streaming. I stare at her, till her mouth sagging, soft, unresisting, to a perfect O, like some great, gentle sunset. She dies.
You're going to have to decide. I know. There is no turning back. I know. There is no future in London. No protection or security. I should never have expected it. I must protect my family. I know people in the latest model army. The rebels? Don't believe the propaganda. I know some of them. They're leaders. They're genuine. Trying to build a better world. If we can get your family through, they'll look after them. Trust me. I trust you. My family's safe. Then we track down Villiers.
The police are still at my home. I know the sergeant. My family will be safe for 24 hours. Langton seals the bones inside new plastic sacking. Only the rich can become seriously invisible. We need instant money. As a policeman in the crime capital of the world, I know every racket, scam, honeypot, the whole ugly maze of rat runs, conduits, bagmen. A car parked behind an old comprehensive, long since privatised into a strip and sex emporium. Early morning. Fat George, dulled by a night's debauch, waddles out. Eases into front seat. Been doing this run 20 years. Never any trouble. I slide my cold blue pistol into his neck's fat folds.
Drive. You're mad. You'll have every big man in London on you. Drive. I work for Crazy Tony, King of Highbury. People don't thieve from him.
I do.
3 nutters tried it 10 years ago. He ripped him apart.
Drive or die.
He'll kill me if I lose this lot.
I'll kill you if you don't. Leave him upset, worried, by the open burial pits in Highgate Cemetery. 800 grand. I pay people to get my family over the M25, through military lines on the Chilterns. Langton arranges their reception by the barbarians beyond. We buy a dirty grey van, like any other surveillance van in London. We put the bones in the back, then follow Villiers from his office, track him back to his luxury flat in Mayfair. A wondrous world, enchanted, as if the concrete bunkers, motorways of Morden, Surbiton, Eltham to the south, the darkness, terror of Holloway, Mill Hill, Highbury to the north, did not exist. Perfect preservation. Mutton chop butchers, gentlemen's hairdressers, outfitters, iron railings in every square, a Range Rover beside each parking meter. This is extraordinary.
A fantasy. A very dangerous fantasy.
What do you mean?
Think of the price. The crippling price the British nation has had to pay just so our ruling class can keep this Disneyland, this fantasy of themselves going. And does it really help them? They get more warped, more perverted. the longer they live outside reality. Thank the Lord it's crumbling.
How's it financed?
Yes.
I'm asking you.
A fix. The government claims it has nothing to do with all these gangsters and crooks north of the river. Denounces them in endless Times editorials, speeches in the House. A danger to democracy. The threat to the rule of law.
And?
Somewhere there must be a connection, a deal.
None's ever been proved.
How do you think that magic line down the Euston Road is drawn? Here, crime, anarchy, butchery. An inch to the south, absolute quiet, perfect order. A payoff, an understanding.
Between politicians and gangsters?
Right. If we can prove it, expose it, this whole rotten edifice would crash in 5 minutes.
There he is, at the window. I wonder what he's up to now.
Anson?
Anthony.
A follow-up to a few nights ago. Had this feeling I was being followed.
Yes.
Maybe just one too many dirty vans behind me this evening. It's down the Mews now.
Oh, it won't be descend someone.
No. Now I clear up my own mess. Someone starts hunting me, I hunt them back.
3 days and nights we watch. Sleeping in the back, eating snacks, cold pies, shivering. Then, on the 4th...
He's moving. Liz, wake up! He's moving!
A taxi. Run-down, broken-up taxi from north of the line draws up. A hooded figure hurries in. It's off. Hurry!
I don't want to get too close.
It goes north, into the Camden-Islington Warren. Stops at Dalston, in familiar streets. Children play on midnight pavements.
His old stamping ground.
Yes. Pays off driver. We see him, all in grey. Long grey coat, grey hood. A grey wolf.
All the streets, pavements, suddenly deserted. Except for the children.
Gangster chiefs have sent down the word.
That creature has great influence.
He's gone, diving into a dark alley. Know what to do?
Yes.
Langton peels away, tries to keep to parallel streets. I follow Villiers down alleys, back streets. Grey figure loping, running fast, ahead of me. Occasional flashes of knives held before him, hunting his quarry. A terrible baying fills the air. What is it? Him? Race past silent buildings, darkened windows. He disappears. I slow. Blind alley into cobbled yard. I follow. Hope Langton's got it right. Darkness. Walk through alley. Feeling way. Step into yards, half light. Coming at me, teeth bared, knives in hand.
Mr. Villiers, can you speak, or do you only howl?
My claws speak.
Where the hell is Langton?
First of all, defenseless children, now a woman.
You wouldn't understand the joys, colours in a grey, colourless world.
Langton, for God's sake!
I am a human being, you know.
You are non-existence, a half-being. Goodbye.
Look at me. Langton!
Stop there. Right there.
Langton.
The old black schoolmaster with a gun aimed right at the back of your head. Drop the knives.
Give me the gun.
Here.
I want to work him. Give me one of his knives. Throw the other away.
Trace the line of his jugular down his cold, white neck.
Why do you do it?
Tell the policewoman, the old black teacher, why you do it.
Dross cannot understand poetry.
I'll twist my blade. Give you a little help.
That hurts. Listen, we stand at the end of time. Barbarians, savages sweep round London. Chiltern Front crumbles. All that's honourable, exclusive, sublime, overwhelmed by ignorance, filth, commonality. Imagine what it's like for me. London once ruled the world. A few precious sacred square miles sent signals, dispatches, telegraphs around the world. Look at it now. Purchased politicians bickering over their places in mildewed ceremonies, seats in the House of Lords. Civil servants negotiating with gangsters.
Gangsters?
I was born to power, conquest. My great wings beating out, rising above stench, filth, compromise. Great claws clenching, exercising, hunting. Groups of us.
The grey wolves.
Our birthright. Asserting ancient rights.
What about my little nephew's rights?
Your little nephew? Nothing. Power is all. Just as my ancestors once exercised it over the whole world. Beneath my knives, your little nephew was colours and music and beauty. Freedom.
Give me that gun.
No.
Now, give it to me. I'll kill her.
For a fateful second, we struggle. Quick as a flash, Villiers snatches our gun, steps back.
You fool.
Why did you try and take it off me?
Now he's going to kill us both.
You two, I'm going to enjoy this.
At least tell us.
No. If he's going to kill us, let him get on with it.
Tell you what?
No. If you're going to kill us, do it.
You interest me, Madam Policeman. Tell you what?
All my life, I've thought crime wrong. Fought it. Been told by those above. People like you with power, uniforms, evil is wrong. But now, you, a government official, tell me you work with gangsters?
When this shit heap of a country finally implodes, who will survive? Boobies from the House of Lords? 37 surviving members of the royal family? People who've always survived. Strong, ruthless, far-sighted. How do you think this whole bizarre contraption of England is kept aloft? Democrats versus gangsters, law versus anarchy.
Tell us.
Straight deal. They keep out of our area, leave it spotless, crime-free. For a price, we allow through their milch cow tourists crack cocaine, heroin. We soil our hands to keep our country running. Why shouldn't we reap rewards?
Part of the deal being the right to hunt children.
Those we deal with sometimes allow us that pleasure. Clear the streets, leave out a few children.
London cannot hold out much longer. The Chiltern Front is crumbling.
Justice at last.
What are you going to do then?
One enormous last deal. Drugs for cash. Hanover Point. Where else but Wimbledon? All England tennis finals.
You leg it for Heathrow.
As everyone watches the final and the barbarians flood south.
Where will it be? Morocco? Rio de Janeiro?
Just so there's lots of children.
Kill us.
I beg your pardon.
Shoot us.
What an extraordinary woman you are.
You heard the lady.
Very well. What? What the...
It was never loaded.
We wanted you to talk.
Bastard!
Throws gun at me, barges past Langton. He's off. By the time we're back on our feet...
It's gone.
Suits me.
Will his Wimbledon thing still be on?
Villiers isn't bothered by mere mortals. He'll just double the armed guard.
Strawberries and shotguns for tea.
We can nail Villiers and photograph senior government officials taking tea with Paul the Walrini, Crazy Tony Hormuzios, Mohammed Pretty Boy Jones. Leak the photos, tabloids go into overdrive. The uproar might just bring the whole rotten structure crashing down. Indulge myself. Manicured, pedicured, massage. Flowery skirts, frilly petticoats, hat. After all, I am going to Wimbledon. Fast action camera for Langton, pump action shotgun, plus unusual holster for myself. Steal a jag and chauffeur's uniform for Langton. Drive into battle.
What do I look at? An English rose.
With lots of briar. Stuck at light. Sun through roof. Tiny pool of stillness. Quiet. Dust floats golden in the air. Look into his face. It's kindness, patience, humanity. His lips, his chin's soft underbelly. What is it I love more about there than anywhere else? It's raw, honest humanity. Face of God. Lights change. We drive on.
Strabosh definitely has a fine backhand. The #1 drive. But he's terribly let down by his footwork. Oh, I say, look at that chap's tie. Another glass of champagne.
Hired myself a whiffle. A charming, brainless young man to chatter inanities in my ear as I stroll round Wimbledon.
Of course they say he lies. Yes, has been mixing raw seaweed with his Lucasade. Hence his look of extreme constipation.
Move slowly round courts. Watch from beneath my hat. Langton a few yards behind, faithful chauffeur manservant. People, light-headed fribbles, chatter and babble. But occasionally, I spot darker creatures. Men of power. Slip back and forth in the afternoon sunshine.
Of course, everyone's saying this is most absolutely the finest final ever. Sitting comfortably. Thanks. Tank Man the American against Stroke the Albanian.
All centre court beneath us in glory. Floral dresses, straw hats, ball boys in immaculate haircuts. Irreplaceable England.
Stroke's taken an early lead, but Tankman's fighting back.
There, I see it. The most exclusive of the executive suites. Least seen by the public, perched high above centre court, tinted windows. Sammy, bad boy Cohen, nips in the side door. 2 or 3 security persons, awkwardly clothed, sit amid the crowds by the door.
I want to wander around the court. This is the final. I want a walk. I want to earn some extra money.
Keep by my side. Keep talking.
Right.
Langton starts to circle round the side. I go direct. The crowd ruffles a bit. Even umpire looks round. But the whiffle keeps talking.
You know, pink goes so imperiously with green.
I look so absorbed in his words. We're at the top of the steps before the first guard rises. Gut him. Langton hits second with chair. I drive parasol into third's crotch. The whiffle is talcum in the distance. A deathly hush has fallen on centre court. I smile back. Then reach down. Down. Beneath my summery dress, flowing white petticoats, to draw out from its special holster, living, breathing, glistening with oil and evil, my sawn-off shotgun. Walk to door of executive suite.
Camera ready? Yes.
Door melts. Through. Caught in all angles and intimacies of conspiracy, civil servants, cabinet ministers, mafiosi, lovers in earnest flagrante.
Shoot them, Langton. Let in light. Bring down vengeance.
You're crazy, Campbell. Totally crazy.
Power. I love it. Finished, Langton?
Finished.
Go.
He goes. Villiers prowls up and down, seething.
You're not crazy enough to kill us.
Think of Gret. Blonde, carefree, head thrown back in crazy, violent laughter. Think of my family in crazy, overprotected security. These loathsome, feral creatures, this orgy of corruption. Blood, flesh, bone, banknotes, cocaine, functioning about room, interior of food mix run berserk. Could do it. Why doesn't that Villiers keep still? Keep still, Villiers!
I'll keep moving till you shoot.
What would I rip apart, explode with my gun? Them? Useless, inhuman non-entities. Or me? Own useless loathing and hatred. Own uniqueness and intimate loving tenderness. I am a most conservative, reserved person. My family, my pension. Here am I, in floral dress, cream on lips, halfway through Wimbledon men's singles final. A woman. A few seconds. Think I got everyone. Think I did. Langton gunning car. I jump in driving seat. Off. Did you unload the film?
Newspaper courier was waiting. What happened back there?
Ended them. Think I got them all.
Villiers?
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
As Villiers foretold, the Chiltern line is crumbling. Defences round the M25 are giving way. New age buses, armoured lorries, motorcycle chariots sweep south, gather on north bank of Thames. A bridge across the Thames for the new 15-lane M25. Now never to be opened, without barriers. A bare concrete arch stretching across the void. We look across at the barbarians spread along the north bank, resplendent in golds, greens, royal blues, royal scarlets. A hazy, dizzy, moving rainbow. The latest model army.
Yes.
Always thought they were dark, colourless. Did you let them know we were coming?
They'll let us through. Welcome us even.
Afraid they won't.
What? A cold gun in back of neck.
Villiers! My God, should have kept your eyes on me back there, not those other losers. You two have destroyed my plans, all of them. I'm going to kill you.
No.
I'll drive you somewhere quiet, enjoy myself a little bit. Well, quite a lot.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
What can you do to stop me?
Want to see?
Don't provoke him.
See what you'll do about this!
What are you doing? Stop this car.
20, 30, 40...
Stop or I shoot.
Shoot! Shoot the driver at 60 on a bridge without rails. You'd be into the Thames. Tries to hit me. Langton rattles him back and forth, car swerving. Almost on other side when... violent kick. Look out! Car swerves over and over and suddenly... we're flying over it in thin air. The Thames far, far below. Langton's run clear. Villiers round me like an anaconda as we go down, down in our cold iron womb. Frenzy increases. Fight back with fists, elbows, knees. Why? Why? Murdered 20 souls back there. Should I live? How do you judge a human being? I'm weakening. Weakening. Then another face. Son, Jamie. Photo by my city. Face set. Lower lip a tremble. First day at primary school. The photographer terrifies him, but he won't cry. I produced that face. No one else. For all my sins. Out of nothing. no one else. I created, even more than God, that unique, extraordinary God-filled face. By their fruits, I deserve to live. Compared to this creature, for all my sins, I deserve to live. In the dark, like eels, I have its white neck. Twist it, it slows. Twist it again. I'm free. But weak. Then the car rolls, and the bones, the stinking bones in their yellow casket, again strain up through the door. And as they sweep past, I catch hold, cling to side, and float up toward the light, the golden light. Sinner, born anew. The sun pours down and down on me, worthless, useless me. Great needles, daggers, shafts of joy. I pass out. Sleep and sleep. Sleep the sleep of the dead as I return to life. Come to as we travel north, through the Badlands. Me, in a motorbike sidecar, the bones on a litter behind. Langton in goggles driving. And the children, Robert, have been evacuated to the north of Scotland. Drink in the sun. Soak my face in it. Start to notice leaf, bird, animal. There are areas of devastation. Great cities reduced to ruin. Whole areas polluted. Destroyed nuclear power stations. But beyond them, on the moorlands, in hidden valleys, birdsong rings out like hammer on anvil. Meadows flame in blossom, as beneath, like some great sleeping giant shaking her invincible locks after a long, awful nightmare, the earth once more starts to don her mantle of life. Humanity wear her golden crown of glory, immortality. Upon her surface, people rebuild, reshape gardens, workshops, churches, marketplaces. A whole society starts to spread over hill and moor.
Liz! Robert!
I am reunited with my family. Hug them. Hug them and hug them. Robert, the children. But somehow it is not right. I am a part. Still, I am a killer. Killer in cold blood. Langton understands.
We must bury the dead. Put their bones to rest in the earth.
Yes. You're right.
They've been above the earth far too long.
You're right. Stand on a green hill, on a promontory far out to sea. Mountains in the distance behind us. Before us, only sea. Down and down Langton digs. The deeper he digs, the greater the sun grows above us. the stronger the blue skies and white clouds, the hum of bees and flame of wild flowers. We place the bones in the earth.
In memory of 11 children who died at the hands of awful men. In memory also of all children, of all innocent people who have died and suffered at the hands of awful men.
And as the earth pours in, as the bones start to relax, live, love again in their natural home, so within me too, my strained sinews and nerves, my crabbed frame and wicked sins start to relax, flow, enjoy for the first time the sight of my husband, children. See them not as shadows, half creatures in the half light of Croydon, but full, awful, extraordinary creatures, children of God, touching, embracing them.
Oh, Albion, Albion, at last, we might be men, stood upright, unfettered in our land, become what we always should have been, ourselves. Thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. Amen. Amen.
In The Detective by John Fletcher, Liz was Adjoa Ando, Langton Akun Jones, and Gret Diana Quick. Villiers was Brett Usher, Anson Simon Edgerton, Harrington Malcolm Ward, Ince Dominic Rickards, and the Chief Roger Hume. The music was composed and performed by Martin Alcock with Simon Nicol, and the play was directed at Pebble Mill by Nigel Bryant.
This is Radio 4. Now, attention all shipping, especially in sea areas Shannon and Rockall. The Met Office issued the following gale warning to shipping at 2040 BST today, Monday, the 4th of April. Shannon, Rockall, westerly, severe gale force 9, increasing storm force 10, imminent. Veering northwesterly, decreasing, severe gale force 9, soon. And that's the end of the gale warning.